Hello everyone. Today we're going to be talking about bugs, server issues, common problems, and general information about Star Citizen. This is a few videos into my tutorial series, but I really wanted you guys to understand what Star Citizen is, what it isn't, and what you should expect if you decide to purchase and start playing the game. Before we get started, if you like any of my videos and haven't subscribed yet, take a split second to do so now. You can also click the notification bell to get my videos as soon as they become available. If you decide to purchase Star Citizen, you'll get an additional 5,000 UEC if you use my bonus code, which is in the description. What is Star Citizen? This is an easy question to answer, but it's kinda hard at the same time. So I'm going to use some actual gameplay in the background as I explain. Do you guys remember Killzone 3's E3 demo? Titanfall's introductory explanation? Destiny's game plan, Halo's universe, Anthem's gameplay demo and the expectations they set for that gameplay in the story? Well, Star Citizen is the realization of what game companies always tell us about, but they can never quite deliver on. Let me explain. I know people are probably looking like, Halo, what was wrong with Halo? Well, there's nothing really wrong with Halo. As far as technology is concerned, they did the best they could. But Halo's universe is not realized in any game. Because they couldn't. It's too big. Or at least that's what they tell us. Star Citizen is the first game that will realize the actual universe that they want to create, the diversity, the complexity, the fidelity. This is the first game that will actually realize what the developers wanted to deliver to the players. Normally, there's some time constraint that causes them to divert or completely revert what they promised to us or what they showed us or explained to us, and they turn it into something completely different. But this game, Star Citizen, is actually going to deliver its original promise, not just what they said or showed us prior to where the game is now, but they're actually delivering more than they promised us on paper. It looks a lot better, it plays a lot better, and it's going in a much better direction than it was originally. This happened because they spent the money and took the time to develop the technology to make the game what it should be. Destiny, Anthem, Titanfall, these games have done complete 180s when it comes to what they promised to develop and what they promised to deliver to the players. This keeps happening because of developer constraints, publisher issues, budget issues, whatever the case may be. There's always some reason why we don't get the game promised. Star Citizen is the first game that is actually delivering exactly what is promised with no compromise. What game have you played where there was no compromise? Where your expectations were actually exceeded? Where you didn't have to use your imagination to create the universe that you wanted to be in? Star Citizen is a space sim with planets, space stations, alien races, ground vehicles, motorcycles, spaceships, everything that would be in the real world if we were in the space age. That's what Star Citizen is. Star Citizen is an alpha, so they're still developing the core systems that will make the game work. A lot of people think that Star Citizen has been in development for too long, but I personally don't think so. I also think Star Citizen has more in it now in its current state than a lot of AAA games. There isn't even a AAA game with the ability to play a co-op mode or to play with other players in a party that's over like 5 or 6. At least nothing as big as Star Citizen. So if Star Citizen is so good, why does no one really play? The answer is really simple. It's persistence. No one is really going to play a game hardcore where they can't save their progress. With Star Citizen, it's not that you can't save any progress, it's just that if you make any major progress, it might be wiped. Until real persistence is in play, people aren't going to play the game too seriously. Right now, if you played the game seriously, you make a bunch of money, you might buy a ship, you might buy weapons and components, but it would eventually get wiped. It could be 1 week, it could be a few months, but it will eventually get wiped. And knowing this is very hard for a player to play consistently when they know that all their progress is going to be wiped. If you're thinking of playing Star Citizen now, you're signing up for the testing phase of the game's development. With that in mind, you have to temper your expectations, and if you're passionate about the project, this is a good time to contribute to changes that you want to see. We're submitting issues to the issue council. We're on Reddit making posts about different issues that we're having, calling out exploits, We're doing everything in our power to contribute to the development of the game. When you purchase a package and a ship, you're supporting the development of the game. You're also setting yourself up to have a good start when the servers go live. Keep in mind that the game is skill-based, so a bad pilot and a good ship is pretty much always going to lose to a good pilot and a not-so-good ship. You have to fly the ship yourself. It's not point and click. There's no auto-targeting system that makes skills automatically activate and lock onto players. The FPS portion of the game is the same. If you have a good gun but you can't really shoot, you're going to get shot down. There's been a lot of discussion about Star Citizen being pay to win. Star Citizen is going to be paid to win, meaning the people who purchase ships now are going to have an advantage against people who come to the game later. So there is an advantage to buying the game now. However, Star Citizen is skill-based, meaning you can have a really good ship, you can spend a lot of money on ships, and you'll get shot down every single time by players who know how to fly. We're not always going to be able to purchase ships, so purchasing ships now gives you an advantage for when the game goes live. So in a sense, the game is going to be paid to win. But there is that skill gap. On top of the skill gap, multi-crew ships need multiple players. So even though you have some of the bigger ships like the Kraken, the Hammerhead, the Polaris, the 890 Jump, even though you purchase some of these ships, without a full crew, you're not going to be able to fly these ships efficiently. They've already told us that you can't do everything from one seat. You're not going to be able to manage the weapons and handle the comms and handle engineering all from one seat. You're going to need separate individual crew members to do these different tasks. There will be AI crewmen, but they're not going to be as good as players. Joining an org is also a nice way to get yourself a nice head start for when the game goes live. Being with like-minded players who have the same goals in mind will really help you to gain an advantage. If you're looking for an organization, check the description. All of the footage you're seeing is actual gameplay from my computer. If you're still interested in Star Citizen, let me explain some of the issues that you're going to face when you decide to play the game. At some point during your gameplay in the alpha, you're going to experience some of the following: random disconnects, ship and item duplications, ship and item removals, unresponsive buttons, delayed and incompleted transactions, disappearing items, disappearing quest items, disappearing quests, quests that won't complete properly, random deaths, issues and errors in the programming that causes your ship to blow up, bugged quantum travel that causes your ship to blow up, etc. All of these issues are going to seriously impede your ability to progress. Between this and the wipes, it's almost impossible to gain any real wealth or progress. So making meaningful progress is not where this game is in development. Star Citizen is in a place where they're finishing major core systems for functionality and working towards persistence. We have not yet reached persistence, so your game time for now is for experience, understanding the systems. But this is the perfect time to voice your opinion on how they're iterating things and to join the community. Some issues are client side and some issues are server side. I'll explain the difference so you kind of know what's going on with the game when you're playing. Client issues are performance based and network based. They'll get better or worse as they develop and release new builds of the game. The expectation for Star Citizen system resource requirements are in line with the latest and greatest hardware. So the better your system is, the better your performance. On the client side, some of the major issues are going to cause you to drop FPS. If you have network issues and bad internet, it'll cause you to disconnect more often. Server-side issues are also performance-based and network-based, but they're more identified in unresponsive or odd behaviors that happen as you're playing the game. Server-side issues are like when you press buttons and they don't work, when you try to quantum travel and it's not working properly, when NPCs are out of place or standing on chairs, when a mission that normally progresses fine won't progress. A lot of the time, these are server-side issues. The best thing we can do right now for these issues is to report them. So you go to the issue council, you search for the report first. So search for your issue, the button's not working, blah, blah, blah. Once you search for the issue and don't find anything, then you will make a post. Make sure that you upvote those posts and contribute to those posts instead of making your own. This way, the issue gains more visibility. If possible, report all issues with screenshots and video. In Star Citizen, print screen will take a screenshot. You can also use free desktop capture software for recording like OBS. Even though OBS is for streaming, it also records audio and video pretty well. Star Citizen has some major common issues. I'll explain these issues to you and show you the workarounds. Currently, they've given us all freelancers to fix one major loading issue. If you have an issue loading into the universe, you need to start Arena Commander, get in your freelancer, go to free flight mode in multiplayer, log out from the bed, and this should fix the issue. I'll show you guys how to do that now. I showed you guys how to do this without any commentary so that you would see exactly how to perform the task in game. If you're unable to refuel your ship or repair while you're on a landing pad, you need to hover over the landing pad. Don't land on it, just get close. Once you open a menu, you should be able to repair the ship or refuel at that point. You can't refuel and repair at the same time. Make sure you do each thing separately. The reason why they haven't fixed this issue is because they're working on the refuel and repair kiosks. Once they're in place, this issue will go away. If you take an elevator to a location and you hear the doors open, but they still look closed, you can walk through. This is just a sync issue. Sometimes your ship's MDF won't allow you to call for landing. If this happens, hit F1 and use the contacts menu to call for takeoff or landing.
Please proceed to assigned landing bay.
If you're having an issue getting quantum travel to start, open your skyline and spam clear route. Close your menu, try to spool the drive again. If you're still unable to quantum travel, open your skyline and set a new destination. If that new destination works, you can cancel the quantum travel by pressing B. Go back into your skyline, reset the proper destination, and try again. This issue seems to be a server-side sync issue. Quantum travel turns into a random fest of just trying over and over again, but it always eventually works. If you want to quantum travel to a place that's on the other side of the planet, be very careful of the edges of the planet. Sometimes quantum travel will warp you through the edge of the planet and you'll go boom. You can stop this sometimes, other times you just watch your ship run into the planet. Since you can crash at any time, one good tip, if you're going to travel a lot, it's good to set your destination as you go. So as you cross space stations, just land to get the save point. This way if you die or if something happens, you'll respawn at that point that's closer to your destination. Sometimes you'll have sessions where you'll crash every 30 minutes. Sometimes you'll have sessions where you don't crash for hours. A lot of the times, these issues or these crashes are going to be server side. All of these issues will eventually be fixed, but I just want you guys to understand the state of the game. I hope this video showed you guys where the game is in development at this point. If you guys are still interested in purchasing the game, check the description. If you're looking for more information about the game, you can check some of the videos on my channel. As always guys, eyes up, fly safe.